We're at CSC Ranches here in Pilot Point, Texas, and we're doing a series of videos in conjunction with Hoof Watch and the WCB for Goshen, Connecticut for the Goshen Stampede, where our judge will be Travis Smith. Today's shoe is the Iron Mountain two-man class in Goshen, Connecticut, and we'll be making a Hind draft shoe out of 16.5 inches of 1/2 by 1 1/4 inches. It's a pairs class, and we've got the width is 7 7/16 wide by 7 1/8 long. It's punched for 7 E10s. It's fullered. It's got a ag heels, and it's got a hammer-drawn toe clip. All right, just always want to get some material in the toe of any draft shoe, and this one's got quite a bit in there. Pretty good bump in there. We'll bump it a little bit and then turn it on this next heat. Kind of keep it moving. And then just get a little bit ahead of the horn and get the branches starting to bend in and swap it around. Calipers are set at just under 2 inches. Now that we've got the fullering marked, if I keep that top of the horn there and I bring my hammer in, I can just kind of feather in that hemming without taking away from my toe. When you're going to check down your heel, you're going to try and imagine a square. See, so when you have 1 1/4 inches, you're probably going to hang over a square. So for your medial, you're going to hang over a little bit of a rectangle because you're going to draw up the steel, but you're going to want to hang over the same amount for your medial as your lateral. What happens is once you draw it up, your eye wants to make it a square, so you're actually drawing less material over the edge, but you're going to stick with the same amount. You're going to draw it up, and it's going to look more like a rectangle that you hang over on your medial heel. Now when we're going to hang over our square, try to keep your hammer from coming up on the edge of the anvil. So that's where my hammer blows are going to focus, is the edge of the anvil. I got to be in between. Now try not to hit the outside edge corner, because if you hit the corner, you tear and you wreck your square that you're trying to turn up. So really, I'm going to try and hit with a raking blow in between here and stay away from the edge of the anvil and the edge of the stock. Hang over a square, and you want it slightly up. If you're flat, it'll scoot back and forth. You want it to lock in on the corner. I'm hitting with the edge of the round. As you can see, I'm staying away from this edge and the corner of the anvil. As I get it down, you can see how I can come back against it. Now, you don't want to start up here and push your quarter to the anvil. You want to start here and with the strength of your tongs, lift away from the anvil. Flatten that up, get all those. And so now when you come back in here, you're just trying to keep from smashing material, but you're trying to lift this away, not push this down. Just going to come in here and kind of clean up. And as you can see, I'm staying away from that lip, because when that lip stands up, it'll be leaning in and you'll have material to play with. Start here and then just rock it all to the corner. And you can see how now we've got the corner finished off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend our quarter, and then as I get it close, I'm gonna hit this edge right here to clean up this edge on the horn. Be out here on the tips. If I'm here, I've got nowhere to hit in here, but if I'm here, I've got plenty of room to hit. I'm gonna hit down. As I get closer, now I'm pushing material to that inside check. Just repeat. We're going to keep the block of material square with the anvil. So not going to be one way or the other. And then the notch that you put when you created your corner here is going to be, that's where you're going to start your block, knocking it over at a 90. So that's where you line it up. Keep it square with the anvil, because you can still twist it on there, but you have to, if you have it crooked, the top of your block will be crooked. If you go with the shoe, what looks pleasant with the shoe. You want to be what looks pleasant with the block. All right, we've got this side fullered and punched. We're going to go to the other side. We're going to draw it up a little bit. When we draw it up, if you hit the material just square, it's just going to squish out the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw it a little bit and pull it to the side. So we're going to pull it. It's going to pull material this way. Then when we're going to come and square it up this side, and we'll pull it this way, and we'll have us basically a square without drawing a bunch of length out the end. All right, so we're pulling the material to the side. You can see it looks like there's more material, but there's really not. It's just the same. It's just narrower going down when we set it down. Staying off the corner and staying off the face of the anvil. Then come here, start flat, and push into that corner. Reestablish the corner again. And you're getting that corner put in there. All right, find your quarter. Get out here on the tip so you can kind of move it around. Push in with your tong hand underneath. And then now you just kind of come on here and lock it in on that corner. You can see how it actually almost straightened up that sharp bend and got it underneath. We got everything ready. We're lined up on the edge. We're square. He's pinning it. I'm going to come down a little bit, and now he's going to pull it back. There we go. And that creates a crease. when we come up here, this is our coverage, so we don't want to take that away. The wider we can make this, the more we can cover the foot. But what we want to do is I want to keep my shoe, if the heel cock's learning out or in, I'm going to tilt it forward or backwards, and the length of my check will be determined on where I set it on the crown of the horn, the top of the horn. So I come in here, I keep my check off of the horn, and I hit square blows. And then I would come back and readjust the backside and get it standing up again. Coming from the floor, you don't want to take any strength away from your corner. Come in here and flatten up. I think it's very important not to set them down too much until you've got the whole shape of the shoe right. And when I say that, we still got to clip it. And when you're in the fitting process, if you leave these a little up and loose, you can still twist them in line of travel without putting a cold shut in there. So right now, we're just going to leave them loose until we know exactly what the shape of our shoe is. We'll do the other side now. All right, we pin it. We're just going to get it going. And as soon as you feel it tugging over the edge, you pin it again. And now you come up at that corner and really lock it in. Perfect. The beauty of leaving that corner is that corner rolls in. Well, that's not really a hindrance because now you have at least material to fill the corner and make it look strong and stout. If it's leaning out and everything's leaning out, when we go to right here on the heel, see, we got to keep the heel check off the face of the anvil, and we're gonna condense everything square. We're gonna drop it down square to where we build our block, and we can move it back and forth on the crown of the anvil depending on which corner we need to square up more. All right, so we got it here. We're gonna just hit square. You can see how I've made my block nice and square. Then we'll come in here and just true up this side of the block. Just kind of cleaning this block up on all sides. We'll clip it, and then we just shape each side of the shoe to be his specs. Kind of come in here and flatten everything up, just make it look just right. Come in here and just kind of get that corner going. Just kind of take some little hits to get right up to the corner of it, nice and snug. Nice and flat. Just going to start right here. You just kind of work on through and get that nub from the toe out of there. And then you come around. Just kind of get that nice and cleaned up, and your hammer's got to miss this heel cock and just come right to the corner. Now we'll just clean it up with a file and put some edges on it, and we'll be done with it. Tidy up the fuller end. We've got her just about done.